Well, with me to talk about where all this leaves BP and the damage to its brand image is someone who wrote the book on reputational management, Bernhard Bauhofer. He is founder of Sparring Partners. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. What is your assessment so far on how Tony Hayward has done?
Well, Mr. Hayward seems to be a good crisis manager. At least he takes full responsibility for the damage BP has been doing. He seems to be active, alert. He's at the helm of the problem. But it looks like as a turnaround manager, he hasn't been that successful. He has been cost-cutting like his predecessor, Mr. Brown, and he was sacrificing profitability for the environment. So it looks like the change of culture he was announcing hasn't taken place within BP.
Now, he has made the point that the drilling rig was operated by another company. Does that make any difference at all? If BP's name's on it, it's BP's problem, is it?
No, it shows the big risks global companies are running these days in the delegating its value creation to external suppliers. In the very end, there's responsible for the faults and the damages, and that's exactly the point BP is facing now. It's been growing too fast, it hasn't digested the growth, and it hasn't been able to control the value chain. It looks like it's one of the most complicated companies in the world, and now that's one result of this size. It's so too big to succeed. Apparently that's a problem for BP.
Indeed. Now, President Obama is clearly trying to avoid anything similar to what happened to President Bush with the Katrina fiasco. He's been right on top of it, but he's also said that the bill will be going straight to BP's door. That's obviously going to weigh heavily on their share price.
Yes, and that's a logical consequence. I think they have to been made accountable for the damage, and apparently they are really willing to pay for that, but the price is far more reaching than the loss of share price and the damage at the environment. It says a long-term negative impact on the reputation of the whole industry.
Indeed. I mean, you think back to Exxon Valdez and the Texan oil fire. These things live long in people's memories, and very often they have actually led in the past to boycotts at the pumps. Is there anything that BP can do now in the middle of this crisis to stop it having that long-term environmental impact and reputational impact for the company?
Short term, they can't do anything. It's very important that Mr. Hayward now is really open. He's transparently communicating. He's on the top of his crisis management team. But they should have a look at the Shell's reputation management program they have been doing after the Brent Spar crisis, and they really turned around the company. They really transformed the company into an open, transparent, and manageable company, and that's exactly what he has to learn from Shell.
Bernhard Bauhofer, thank you very much indeed.